Hi, my name is Alexei. This is my Tesla Model 3 car. I bought it back in October 2022, so it is 15 months old. In this video, I will discuss what I like and what I don't like in this car. So it will be pretty honest and unbiased video. So let's start. I want to start with what I like about this car. And number one, convenience. This car is super convenient. You don't have any keys. Your phone is your key. So let's start. As soon as my phone approaches the car, I am able to open it. Next, I just press brake and I just switch on the drive shift, right? And that's it. It can go. So with Tesla, you have full control of your car by means of your phone or watch. So you can use Siri to give commands to your car. Like for example, you can say, "Hey Siri, start preconditioning Tesla Model 3." So it will initiate the climate control. It will start. So if you are about to go somewhere, you can start your climate control like 10 minutes prior to your exiting or whatever. Or you can use this Apple shortcuts. So I have these shortcuts here, like open Tesla trunk, open Tesla trunk, for example, or Model 3 Frank open. Similarly, you can hit on open Tesla trunk. It will open the trunk. Okay, so this car is very easy to drive. I normally use what they call basic autopilot. This is kind of an advanced cruise control. So it is activated by tapping twice this stalk. Okay, so it is activated. Now the car will be following the lane. So it will make all the turns. It will, brake if it sees a car ahead of it. The thing which is different from FSD, which is full self-driving, is that it won't stop on the red light if there is no car ahead of us. So if there is a car, it will stop because it follows the cars. But you need to be mindful about the street lights. That's the first thing. Obviously, it will not change lines, things like that. So it will just stay in one line, and that's it. You will need to take care about all the turns, etc. And that's probably it. So it is very useful. My daily commute is pretty straightforward, not so many turns or street lights or whatever, so it follows it pretty nicely. I enjoy using it all the time. So one more thing, speed control. So if you're using the FSD, the car will adjust speed accordingly. You will just set up the offset you want, like plus 10 miles or whatever, 9 miles. In Oklahoma, we do not speed, so normally people go like plus 9 miles to the speed limit. So I normally set it up to plus 10% and it works. However, if you are using basic autopilot, you will need to adjust the speed kind of manually. So in order to adjust the speed to the speed limit, if you are using the basic autopilot, you either just click on the speed limit sign here on the screen, so it will set it up to the speed limit plus desired offset, or you can just press on this stalk for a while, just slightly, and it will set it up to the desired limit. So the safety of this car is a very big thing about it. If you look at any rankings, like car safety rankings, Tesla Model Y and Tesla Model 3 will be on top of all of them, right? That is because the car is pretty heavy and the weight is, close to the bottom of it, so it is pretty stable on the road. And if you're, if you are in the collision, you better have a heavier car, right? So it is very, very safe, and also it has a lot of active safety features like side collision prevention, front collision prevention, things like that. Also, I want to tell one story about this car which happened to me. I was driving on a highway. I was in the second line from the left, and it was a heavy raining, very, very heavy rain. So the road was pretty slick. At some point, I saw the car approaching me in the left lane, and I saw it in the mirror actually, and I saw that the car started, shifting towards my car, and it was fractions of seconds actually. It was about actually to hit my car. I freaked out actually. What I did is I just turned the wheel to the right. I probably looked at the right mirror, so there were no any other cars there, and I turned the wheel very rapidly. And at that moment, car lost traction, so it started sliding on the road. I felt it, and at this particular moment, it was fractions of seconds, literally. At this particular moment, Tesla took control, made some adjustments, and I realized that again I'm in the lane, going straight, no issues. It did it to me. So at that moment, I realized that really, car has probably the best safety features in the world. So it prevented the collision in this particular occasion. So in the app, you have access to all 6 cameras which are installed at your car. So you can view these cameras from back and forth and from sides, and also the cabin camera. Also here you have this software update message. Do you know many cars on the market which are getting better after you bought them? Not so many, right? Your car records everything what's going on around it while you're away. Also, it will record whatever happens around while you are driving. So you'll have a split recording of all 4 cameras of your car. Let me show it. So when you arrive, you see this message like Sentri event report, and you can click on it, and you can watch what happened and play. And that is me. I'm arriving. We have a history of it, so another episode at one. So it requires everything around it. And also here I would like to point out that this car is pretty fun to drive. The acceleration is pretty impressive. Even with my version, which is the slowest one, I'm getting 60 miles per hour in, I guess, about 6 seconds. So it is faster than many other cars on the road. So for charging at home, I made this powerful outlet, and my son printed this holder on his 3D printer. So I have this cable at home. When I arrive, I just plug it in, and If you look here, the scheduled charge start at this location, 11 p.m. The thing is, we have a public service Oklahoma company um, offering their lower rate starting at 11 p.m. It is called like EV rate, and I actually pay about 6 cents per kilowatt. So to fully charge my car, I will spend like, I don't know, $3, $4, maybe less. So I'm spending about $4 per full tank of power. In the app, you have the full statistics of your charging. Like here, through the last year, I charged about 7,000 kilowatts, and it was a mixture of like charging at home, 76%, 19% of charging were done at superchargers, and 5% other. It was a mixture of paid and probably some free charges. And I spent $900 for charging through the year. And Tesla calculates your gas savings. Like it is comparing the cost for charging versus the cost of fueling the similar car with gas, and it takes the gas price as an average for an area, and it says that throughout last year I saved about $2,100 uh, on fuel. So many people ask me about the supercharging. Supercharging, I would say, is very efficient. You don't need to care about, thinking about where to charge and where I need to stop, because Tesla does it all for you. So, like for example, I'm typing in like Disney. Uh, I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so I want to go to Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California, and it is about 1,200 miles, and it does all the job. So there will be how many? One, two, three, four, five, six superchargers on the way, and you can see that. Well, that's the first one, and if you scroll up a little bit, you will see that you will arrive to Disneyland Park in at 7:15 p.m. So it does all the calculation. 7:15 p.m. next day. Actually, it is 1,200 miles, right? So uh, it is done all. It is managed by Tesla completely. When you navigate to a supercharger, it will precondition the battery. So it says preconditioning battery for fast charging, meaning it will heat up the battery, so your charging will be faster than on the cold battery. So you don't need to do anything. It just knows that you are navigating to the supercharger, and it will prepare the battery. So we are at the supercharger. You just plug it in, and that's it. You just wait. Many people think that this need to supercharge on your ways something kind of a disadvantage of an electric vehicle, but for me it isn't, because these superchargers are normally in some pretty nice places with good restaurants or whatever. You can spend time there, like drink coffee or whatever. So uh, for me it's really difficult to do these long runs without stops. So I consider them like a chance to relax a little bit on my way somewhere. Which last summer we traveled to Florida from here, from Oklahoma. We made it in like 12 hours or so, with like 3 stops, 4 stops, I don't remember, but it was not an issue. I mean, again, you just go like 200 miles, maybe 250, then you stop, like relax for like 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, then you continue, and your way is actually not that, difficult because you make pauses. So we are charging. It shows like currently we have 69% of charge, 11 minutes remaining till the limit. It is not a fast supercharger, actually, just 61 kilowatt. I saw much more powerful superchargers. It is charging at a speed of 250 miles per hour, so pretty slow. Normally, you would expect that it will do like from 15% to 80% or something like that in about 20 minutes. That's your expected time for supercharging. Many people complain about the wipers, Tesla wipers, not working properly, but from my experience, they are working totally okay. I mean, we have the rain now, and well, they are adjusting to the amount of water. I mean, if it is just a slight rain, they will, wipe from time to time. If it is a heavy rain, they will be wiping constantly. So I had no issues, and I had no issues with the wipers activating when there is no rain. That was the main complaint. But well, I've never experienced it in 1 year. I saw a lot of video in the internet about this handle being frozen during ice storms in the winter, but yeah, you need to do like this to open the door, so they show like it is covered by ice and you're like clicking and unable to open these. But actually, in fact, you have the option to press this button in the app. It is called like unhatch. So I press and the door is open, so you actually don't need the handle to open the door. After that, you just initiate the heating and it will unfreeze. So this car is pretty reliable. So definitely reliability is one of the advantages I want to mention. I had probably 2 visits to the service center throughout these 15 months. First, I had a kind of a vibration when I was driving, and they checked it and they found out that the foam inside the wheels detached. So this car has the tires with the foam inside. It is done to reduce the noise level or whatever. So, and well, yeah, probably I had 2 visits with this foam. First, they discovered it and they said that we will try to glue it and see. So they glued it, but after probably a week or so, it detached again, and they said we will just remove it. They removed this foam, and actually I noticed no difference in terms of noise or whatever. So I'm about to change tires probably. I have 33,000 miles on this car right now, and the tires, well, the ones with this foam, they are more expensive, and I think it just doesn't worth it to pay for this foam. So I will just go with the regular EV tires, and that's it. You are supposed to replace tires when the thread is 3 millimeters. So I bought a small device to measure this tire thread on Amazon for probably $7 or so, and they have right now 3.5. So I would say that I will go another, I don't know, 4 or 5 thousand miles, and I will need to change tires. I did tires rotation once, and now with this device I measure them sometimes, and I see that actually I have equal, thread on both front wheels and rear wheels. So once my kid, probably one of my kids, I don't know which one because they don't confess. I think they stepped on this knob, which is, moves the seat back and forth. It was broken, and Tesla replaced it free of charge for me. So uh, overall, the service level, the quality of service is very high. So when they were dealing with this tires uh, replacement, they gave me the loaner car, so I was able to drive wherever I want, and it was also Tesla Model 3 loaner. So I'm very satisfied with service for Tesla. Again, no issues at all. Just these smaller ones. No maintenance. Actually, you don't need to do any maintenance for this car because you don't have oil or filters. You have the cabin filter probably. At some point of time, you need to replace it, but probably in 2 years. I don't remember. At some point, you will need to replace the low voltage battery as well. But again, that will be like 3-4 years, I guess. And probably that's it. So tires, washer fluid, and that's it. So now let's discuss some disadvantages of this car. And probably the first thing I want to talk about is the blind spot monitoring. So on our Nissan car, our second car, we have our lamp in the mirror, and if I switch on the blinker, it monitors the blind spot, and it let me know very clearly that there is a car there. And Tesla is not that. Let me show you. So if I want to change lane to the right, it will. You see it shows this car in reddish color, and the also in the camera you also see this reddish color on the right side, and that's what it does. I would prefer that I have a lamp right in the mirror, because I need to switch on the blinker, look at the mirror, look at the screen. That's probably mirror again, so it is not that convenient. I would prefer just to have a lamp in the mirror. So speaking about the blind spot monitoring. Of course, if in the future all of us will be driving FSD, we will not care about this, because the car is able to do the lane changes and all the turns on its own. It is already capable of doing that, right? So without any issues. Even manually initiated lane changes are done with their my carb is being mindful about the cars around, so it will not change lane if somebody is there. So it's not a concern if you are using FSD at all. But if you're using this car in sometimes, like I do, in with basic autopilot or in manual, yes, you need to take care about the blind spots. The second thing I want to discuss with regard to the disadvantages of this car is probably its weight. We said that weight is important to assure safety of this car, but on the flip side of it is that sometimes, especially when you need to drive off road, weight might be a negative factor, obviously. This car is rear driven, and we had this situation in Florida. I told you we went to Florida last summer, and I was parking this car next to the house we rented. There was our outlet, and I asked the owner if I can use this outlet to charge my car. She said, "Okay, yes, for sure, you can do this." And she said, "Feel free to, drive on the rocks in the front yard to get closer to this outlet." And I did that several times without problems. But one day, when I parked it next to the house, I was unable to get out, and I stuck. I was not able to move my car out. I ended up calling Tesla, and they helped me finding some, towing company who helped me to, you know, get my car out of there. But it was really stressful. And the guy from the towing company said, "Well, that is always the case with Teslas. They are very heavy, and that's the reason actually." This car does not have a hook eye in the back, only uh, in front. I was parked facing the house, and it was another complication. We managed to, get out finally. And the guy told me we never drive in the front yards here in Florida. So a couple of words about the range. We are right now at 100% charge, and it tells me that I have 262 miles of my range left. Actually, this is what they call EPA range, which is like in ideal conditions. In fact, uh, let's consider two situations. First, you are driving like a normal cycle. Sometimes you go fast, sometimes you go slow. You are either alone or you have somebody with you in your car, and the weather is okay, like I don't know, 60, 70 Fahrenheit. In this case, I would say that you should imply that your range will be about 220. You need also to consider that you don't want to have less than 10% at your destination. Uh, so you should be mindful about that. So realistically, it is, I would say, 220, and I think you will have some margin uh, at the end. In the worst case scenario, like for example, the temperature is extremely high, or an opposite, very very low, and you have full car of people, and you have luggage with you. And this is the situation like we traveled to Florida. In this case, I would say 200 is absolute maximum you can achieve, and realistically it will be like 180, I don't know, maybe less. So these factors are very important when you calculate your range. Let me show you an example. Like if I put here and let me do the charging, but Denison. This is the first supercharger on our way to Dallas in Texas. So it is 200 miles away from us. And it tells me that when I arrive there after 200 miles, my margin of charge will be 9%. So that is kind of realistic, uh, you know, expectation. Uh, I bought this car over a year ago, and I waited for it for about 6 months during this time. And I paid for it quite a lot, $40,000, I guess. And yes, I feel I overpaid. I didn't have any, this tax incentives or something like that. So you are now in much more preferable situation. But do I regret? Absolutely, I don't, because I had a lot of fun driving Tesla for these 15 months. The car is unmatched in terms of safety, quality, its functions and capabilities. Uh, there is no any other car even close in this price range, right? And if you look at current pricing, let's try to have a look here. Model 3. Model 3 is quite expensive right now because they have a refresh refreshed version of it. So let's have a look at Model Y. Model Y, the uh, cheapest version of it will be rear driven, and after federal tax credit. Remember that this year the federal tax credit is applied at the point of sale, meaning you will be paying this lower price for this car, and it is just 36,500. Well, that's a very good deal, right? And if you click on probable savings, they will apply like uh, about 3,600 dollar savings in 3 years, which is pretty doable. I showed you I saved about 2,000 in a year, and they show you this price after all this probable savings and 33,000. So it's a very good deal. Some states have their own EV incentives, so some prices in certain states look amazing. So take this chance. Also, guys, if you want, in the description to this video, you will find my Tesla referral link. It will give me some Tesla credits. I can spend them on supercharging and some Tesla stuff, and you will get bonus as well. Tesla is changing these bonuses. I know that currently they're offering 3 months of full self driving if you're you know getting the car using the referral link. Also, you can use it to schedule a demo drive. So please go ahead and use my referral link. Thank you, guys. Please subscribe to this channel. I will continue